6. It's Nebraska in the red. They win the opening tip thanks to Maupin and Britt Prince, one of the best guards in the Big Ten, just a sophomore, with a paint touch and good defense by Iowa's Taylor McKay, but Nebraska hangs on. 3-ball on the way for Jessica Petrie, and that's how we open the scoring.
Well, that was a broken play, and Nebraska was able to knock in yet another triple. Now they can get into their 2-2-1 three-quarter court press. And Iowa started out in player-to-player defense, matched up, and they're going to have to stay tight with their defensive principles in this game against Nebraska. They set a lot of screens.
That was Petrie who helped force the steal for Nebraska inside, denying the entry to Stuelke. Good start for the Huskers. They won inside Carver Hawkeye in the regular season last year, trying to make it 2 in a row. A very tough place to play. Petrie just a little bit short. Maupin able to track down the rebound.
And one thing Nebraska's going to do, they're going to launch those threes, especially on spray outs, or especially on when you get a piece of the paint and those spray outs from straight line drives.
Callan Hake with 6 on the shot clock. That catches the front rim and drops in.
Both teams try to attack that painted area in different ways, but Nebraska, they are very calculated and very deliberate in how they attack on the offensive end of the quarter court.
This crowd looking to get loud for the first time in 2026. It'll have to wait after the missed J by Ava Heiden.
We were talking about pace of play, and how do you control the pace of play off boards and off live ball turnover opportunities? So that is also going to be a couple of things to circle as well in this one.
A lot harder to run when the other team makes a shot, and that's what Nebraska is doing right now. Eliza Maupin, just her 3rd 3 of the season. Crowd urging on the home team Hawkeyes here, and Stuelke draws the foul inside. Here's some numbers to illustrate that pace race we were talking about.
Yeah, both teams, they want to push the basketball up the floor. You see what Nebraska has been able to do coming into this one, possessions per 40 minutes, and then Iowa on the other side, same thing. And both teams want to push it. They do it in different ways. As we discussed, Nebraska, they love to run a secondary break, so they have probably 5 or 6 different ways. Jan Jensen was telling me this morning at practice how they dissect you with drag screens. They set double stagger pin downs in transition. But for Iowa, they're more traditional. They'll go 1 to 2 to 5, and the 3 passes, and they're at the rack. So Hannah Stuelke in 3 steps is already up the floor. She was a track star in high school, and it's paying dividends here at Iowa.
And not the only one on the floor today, that's for sure. And encouraging to see Hannah Stuelke make both of her free throws to start the game, just 50% on the season coming in. This is Maupin, who is making an impact in her first start as a Husker.
Yeah, she's so lanky, and those 2 steps take her a long way with those long limbs, and her arms do the rest of the work to finish nicely at the rim.
3 seasons at Kansas State, and she picks up the foul there, however, defending Hannah Stuelke. Year 10 for Amy Williams, and she got the Huskers off to their best start. One of their best starts in program history. They scored 80 points in each of their first 12 games to start the season. That was a program first. Ended 2025 on a blemish, a loss at home to USC, trying to get back right again in 2026.
Yeah, snapped that 12-game win streak, and they were clicking on all cylinders until they ran into that buzzsaw.
Really good defensive team in USC. Stuelke, drive and kick. An air ball 3 from Taylor Stremlow, and an offensive foul called, waving off the shot. There's Jan Jensen. Her 2nd season as Iowa's head coach, yes, but of course year 26 in the program. The Hawkeyes have been good against Nebraska in the recent history between these 2.
Yeah, and the players have changed, but if you're looking at stylistically, things have pretty much stayed the same for both teams. So continuing to try to crack that code. 11 of the last 13 matchups have gone for Iowa.
And the more things change, the more they stay the same in some respects, that's for sure. It's Nebraska ball underneath. Callan Hake will get it in, and a 10-2 start for the Huskers on the road.
We were watching practice this morning, and they were running their sets just like that. Look at how precise they are.
The start wasn't the issue for Nebraska against USC.
No question. It was maintaining and being consistent with their execution and taking good care of the basketball. Amy Williams said they didn't do a good job of that against USC.
That's Hayden who gets her way inside, the sophomore from Sherwood, Oregon.
I love Hayden's game. She's just so tough down inside, and she's so swift with her movements.
There's a Nebraska turnover.
Well, Nebraska, they've come into this game in a hostile environment on the road, executing to perfection, screens being set solidly, catch and shoot for Prince, and then bounce pass, fundamentally sound post play on the interior by Ava Hayden. And I told Ava Hayden today, I was like, you know what, you remind me of Megan Gustafson a little bit.
What a compliment.
I mean, a little shorter, but I think the footwork is very comparable.
Chit-chat right with the bucket there for Iowa. I'll always remember Megan Gustafson doing George Mikan drills under the hoop before games, working on her footwork.
Yeah, 2 basketballs, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Prince throws it away, and that's a couple of turnovers now for Nebraska on their last 2 trips.
Well, that's what it's going to take for this Iowa team. Number one, to get the crowd on their feet, to give them some extra energy. They're going to need that synergy on the defensive end. Try to speed Nebraska up a bit, force some miscues.
Energy comes from synergy in some ways, right?
Absolutely.
So the Hawkeyes, once down 10-2, trying to claw their way back. Still early in this one. First of 2 meetings between Iowa and Nebraska this season. Right off the mark, but Stuelke bats it out into the backcourt. And the steal this time by Haley Weaver.
I like that aggressive move by Chit-Chat Wright. Rejected that screen up top and pulled that shot. Jen Jensen wants to see her stay more aggressive.
Well, Christy, this is now 3 straight possessions that ended a turnover for the Huskers.
Amy Williams doesn't like that very much. She's having a chit-chat with her bench.
Yes.
But, you know, you have to make sure on things, right? You can't lead your teammates to places on the floor. I remember I was coaching, I asked a kid, where were you throwing it? To an area. I was like, we don't have a player named Area on the team, so let's not do that. You can't do that.
This isn't football. Yeah, you got to throw it to where your teammate is. That's a triple for Taylor Stremlow, and here come the Hawkeyes.
Stremlow, a 46% striker from range. Got that one to go. There's that double stagger on the weak side. Nebraska loves to run this run ISO.
Kennedy Williams blocked inside, and it stays with Nebraska. 10.
The floor, but you've got to get the stops, right? A lot of Nebraska's turnovers right now have been dead ball turnovers. Iowa hasn't been able to get their engine running in that way, so they've got to be more disciplined with how well they're taking care of the basketball.
Huskers just barely get it in to avoid the 5-second inbound violation. 2 on the shot clock, and Williams heaves, draws iron, and the rebound to Hayden of Iowa. Transition look for Iowa, but good transition defense by Nebraska.
Absolutely. Deflections inside the painted area, and now pace on the other side.
Petrie cans the 3, and it's pretty quiet in here right now.
Yeah, live ball turnover though, right? That's the difference in how teams are turning it over early. Nebraska's throwing it straight out of bounds. Iowa's taking it and going out of bounds with it the other way instead of pushing pace on the open floor.
Huskers shooting very well to start, 3 of 5 from long range. And it's Nebraska ball. They called a foul. It's not a jump ball.
Now look at the deflection, though, in the open floor, taking the touch away from Hannah Stuelke, who drew about 3 or 4 defenders in her space. And speaking of space, a lot of space and time right there. Petrie snuggles home a triple.
We called it was a kicked ball.
Okay.
So Nebraska ball either way. Prince off the screen. Mid-range working for her today.
I love the execution of that set. Back screen, ball screen for Prince, clearing the avenue and the runway for her to get to her midi game. And just her second season, 18.5 points to go along with 4 assists for Prince.
Stuelke, bucket and a foul.
Oh my goodness. Look at Hannah Stokey. The crossover and the big body bends to the glass. Smooch off the window and then some passion behind it. And then look at this play on the other side. Look at Prince staying patient, getting that ball screen, and now no one's there to cover that gap. Easy money deuce in the midi.
Stolke really working hard down low to start.
Yeah.
Rewarded with a three-point play opportunity here.
Yeah, she told us today after practice, she said, you know, a lot of teams are defending her differently this year because it's a different iteration of Iowa women's basketball. But she has said that she's become more patient as a passer, but also a decision maker to initiate her own offense like that last play.
Mature philosophy for a senior.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been a great leader.
Iowa, no chance was going to allow that entry by Prince and Nebraska. Stays on this end, however, 17 on the shot clock. Journey Houston checks into the game for Ava Hayden of Iowa as Jan Jensen goes to her bench. Stolke denying the inbounds pass.
Staying aggressive, outside hand, and closer to the basketball, ball you man. Principles.
Tough inbound location here for Logan Nisley.
That's the worst place.
Worst.
I don't think, as I coach for a long time, I don't even think I have a play that's still to this day set up from that spot.
Gosh. You enter WBB 20 when selecting an annual pass at checkout.
There's some zone here by Iowa. Just trying to be a little more disruptive, kind of a matchup zone look here.
Kennedy Williams with one on the shot clock. Rebound picked up by Prince.
What a save of a possession by the sensational sophomore.
Good rebounding guard and deflating for Iowa, but Williams slipped and fell, and as she turned the ball over, Nebraska still hangs on to it. It was kicked. Take a look at this.
Let's see. You see Williams, yeah, threw it right at the foot. Right there. Got a piece of the leg and the foot, so.
This possession just won't end for Nebraska. Now finally, Journey Houston rips it away.
Had to dig that one out of the mud and see if they can pay it off and tie a bow on it on the other side of the court.
You said it was going to get a little muddy. Paint presence for both of these teams. Houston off the mark there. Nisley throws it to Williams on the wing. Strong, and a good box out by Houston.
Houston maintaining contact.
McCabe, that was on line, but just did not drop, and it stays with Iowa underneath.
Amy Williams is trying to figure out why there was no whistle there, as Kennedy Williams was over there trying to box out.
Amy Williams giving Brian Hall an earful right now. The crowd is already into this game. I mean, every 50-50 ball underneath has been hotly contested.
Yeah, it's a hot commodity right now. Both teams crave touches and possessions.
Air ball from Houston. Nebraska takes over.
That was a tough one there. But I like the aggression that Iowa is playing the game with on the offensive end. They just haven't been able to connect as efficiently as they would like out of the gates.
Three ball, Nisley, strong. Rebound tipped out to Taylor McCabe. Chit Chat Wright, dangerous three-point shooter when she gets going.
Yeah, over 40% for Chit Chat.
And that's off the back iron from Addie Deal, but Stolke the offensive rebound. Right open for three. That's automatic.
Yeah, Chit Chat, she's not going to miss many of those. She may be diminutive physically, but has a huge heart, 48% from range this season. Transfer out of Georgia Tech.
That brings the crowd into it. Hake, nifty pass fake.
And they're just so strategic and patient.
Petrie tips it out of bounds. She thought it was last touched by Iowa, but to no avail. Let's go back to this three.
Yeah, Chit Chat Wright is the recipient of this spray out triple. Hannah Stolke working on the O glass and kicks it out up top. Bam. Chit Chat. Their grandma named her that because she was not really chatty as a youngster,
Really?
so it was kind of like the opposite. So an anomaly. So the Chit Chat name was given to her by her grandma.
She lets that shot do the talking now, that's for sure.
Hey, that's all you need. I love it.
Looking inside. Stremlo with it.
Nebraska's doing a good job staying on the high side of Hannah Stolke, really making her work for a counter move on her seals.
That's a 3-ball from Taylor McCabe.
McCabe also 40% striker from range.
McCabe from the state of Nebraska. Her senior season with the Hawkeyes. One state over, and Chit Chat right, nearly stealing it from Prince.
Amy Williams told us today after practice, she said, yeah, a lot of our recruits are common.
Oh, Prince, red hot.
Ooh, purple rain out there, my God.
She's got 6.
She is just so quick with her release.
Stalky kick out, 3 to go before the horn. McCabe just a little bit off.
And thinks it could be 13, maybe 14 of the 18 teams.
Gosh.
And I love that. I mean, we're right into the thick of it too. So it's going to be a battle to get to March in the Big Ten tournament yet again.
Race to Indy already underway. First quarter over in a blink. Second quarter underway now, less than 20 seconds in. Nebraska 21, Iowa 18. Another turnover forced inside there by the Huskers.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, especially in their defensive transition, getting deflections. I think they've done that 2 or 3 times to take away the pace and flow of offense that Iowa wants to do.
6 turnovers for Iowa, 4 for Nebraska. That's Prince's first miss of the day. 3 for 3 from the floor. Now Wright open for 3 on the wing. Yes!
And that's what Iowa does exceptionally well in transition, right?
They are tough.
Yeah, it's not always a paint touch or Hannah Stolke running like a gazelle to get to the rim. It's a stop and pop triple in transition. One of the toughest shots to guard because everyone else is filtering, trying to take the paint away.
Skip pass to Hake. And a kick out right back to Emily Fisher. 3 on the shot clock. Hake didn't see it. It's a shot clock violation. Iowa ball.
Yeah, the momentum on the other side. Look at Hannah Stolke snatching that, tear them down, and then now a little skip pass to the opposite side of the floor. Chit Chat still doing the talking with the network from 3.
Well, she sure is. 2 for 2 from long range, and a game-high 8 points for the sophomore from Atlanta. Trying to give Iowa its first lead of the game. We're tied at 21.
Jan Jensen told us, she said, Chit Chat, if there are 3 plays set up for her, she'll go to the 4th option and make a pass to someone else, and she wants her to be more deliberate with her own.
Wow. Well, that's dropped in by Ava Hayden, and Iowa now leads for the first time.
Such soft hands inside by Hayden, just right over the front lip of the rim, and that's what makes me think that she's a lot like Megan Gustafson. She said, hey, I don't really watch her play all the time, but I knew that a lot of her skills were very similar to mine.
Petrie with the lay-in.
She said she watched Ruthie Hebert a lot.
Wow, good footwork running the floor for Hayden.
And Gustafson. Yeah, 2.0.
The comparisons just continue.
Man, I'm telling you. She's up the floor, great hands, great mitts on the catch.
Yes.
Catch it high, keep it high mentality.
Prince, great move.
Yeah, on the cross match, she knew she could get downhill right there.
Wright staying alive with it.
Trying to get an isolation opportunity for Stolke.
That worked.
And take it right to the cup. And that's how you disallow any double team.
And the steal by Stremlo. She jarred it free from Weber. Stremlo for Stolke, and out to Wright. That skims the rim. Loose underneath, and it's Nebraska ball.
That was a great look, though. Great spray out. You saw Hannah Stolke, the great leader that she has been this season as a senior, saying to Chit Chat, right, you'll get it next time. That's what she just told her right before she went out. You got it next time. And the leadership piece is something that Jan Jensen was discussing with us this morning at shoot-around. She She said, you know, she leads in her own way. She's not very verbose. But her game does the talking. But when she speaks, everyone is quiet and listens.
Well, Britt Prince is letting her game do the talking right now. She's up to 11. She cans her first 3.
Yeah, just very smooth with her game and her decisiveness. Jelani Cambridge, too, in her second season. I think that's the biggest jump that you make between your freshman and sophomore year. You have the confidence. Here's Britt Prince showing all the things on all 3 levels. Very calculated, very deliberate, and very impactful early on for Nebraska. Oh, that step back. Ooh. And the release, as quick as a hiccup right there. I mean, what can you do to disrupt her? She goes where she wants. She gets to her spots. She doesn't hunt shots or force shots, but she is very methodic with how she impacts the game on the offensive end.
Stremlo tried to follow up her own miss. Nebraska ball.
Jan Jensen is thinking that should be switched.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. I'll tell you what, give credit to Keisha Thompson, one of our officials. She talked to Brian Hall and said, I think this should go the other way.
Oh yeah, very clear. Very clear.
Great officiating crew, Brian Hall, Keisha Thompson, Angie Enlund today. And Stremlo tickles the twine. She's got 6.
Stremlo with the swing low triple. That was tough. A great execution for them on their out of bounds under, right? They know exactly what they want to get.
Weren't even expecting that possession necessarily. Came off a reverse call. Prince gets inside. She's throwing it in the ocean right now.
How about that? I mean, off balance, serpentining her way in between a couple of defenders, and somehow gets the flick of the wrist, and the lift, and the drop.
And the steal. Prince. She's got 15.
That's Hair Jordan today, wearing 23. Go ahead. The throwback headband on, free-flowing, freewheeling.
Ava Hyden too strong down low.
And make things simple. Don't have to put the ball on the deck. Just turn and shoot that thing. And Ava Hyden, fundamentally sound completion of the play in the paint.
Well, just before that turnover, you were trading buckets, Chrissy. I mean, you said something about pace of play beforehand.
Oh, man, this is going to be a tennis match for sure. And both teams love to mix the pot. And they understand the assignment on the defensive end to get to the pace of play that they want, right? And that's why this game has gone in ebbs and flows, because the defense for both teams has been ebbs and flows. So whoever can maintain their foot on the proverbial gas pedal in this one on the defensive side, serve them well on the offensive end for sure.
Both these teams average over 83 points per game. Expecting a high-scoring affair here today as Chit Chat Wright draws the foul.
And she sold it. That's what you do to ravenous defenders who want to get a stop. Show them the basketball and sell it, and then get into the body.
There have not been many fouls in this game. All the up and down play there's been. Iowa hasn't even been called for a foul. One more for Wright. She's an 89% free throw shooter, so as good at the line as she is from beyond the long line.
Yeah. She also gives the team about 4 assists per contest. She's definitely the head of the snake when it comes to how they want to operate on both sides of the floor.
Kennedy Williams, Amy Williams' oldest daughter, with a beautiful pass inside to Petra Bojan. Bojan had started every game of the season for Nebraska before today, coming off the bench for the first time.
Yeah, that was nicely executed there by Kennedy Williams. Staying composed. Had 2 defenders commit to the basketball and dropped it off nicely inside.
Layla Hayes, her first floor time, and it's blocked out of bounds by Petrie. 5 on.
She's 2-time state champ in Nebraska. Her sophomore season and her senior season in high school. So she brings championship acumen to the floor as well.
Wow, Layla Hayes, the freshman from Alaska, with a shot deep in the shot clock to give Iowa the lead again. A lot of depth for both of these teams in the front court as well.
Look at the screens that are set by Nebraska. I mean, if you stop for a second, you're getting hit with the screen. You have to have your head on the swivel and be ready to move and operate and swing around those.
Claire Johnson with the finger roll.
But that's why that works well, right? Because everyone's like on guard. Like, am I getting ready to get screened? The space is there for Nebraska to attack in that way and finish.
Into Hayes, and the foul called on Petra Bojan. That's her first.
It's very tempting when you're stuck behind as a post player to reach over the shoulder, but you've got to step away and then get to the ball line. And it's a two-step, but you have to have discipline to do it. You can't wait. And if you do wait, you just have to wall up at that point. Okay. Let her catch it, and then wall up and turn and box.
Because the one step, if you will, is a foul every time.
It's every 10 time. Out of 10. 10 out of 10. You got to release and stay loose defensively as opposed.
Three ball on the way. Stremlo off the back iron, and the battle for the board won by Johnson eventually of Nebraska. In it goes to Bojan, and she uses the glass.
Yeah, but she did her work early physically inside to hold that seal right in front of the rim. And then she was able to finish on that second side. Great hands and ability to smooch it off the window for good measure for the finish in there.
4 points in the quarter for Bojan, the native of Croatia.
Look at how they're doubling up on the inside, disallowing a touch. Really trying to take that pain away. We were talking about that.
Right, and Stuelke, that was poetry.
Yeah, the connectivity, that was just a beautifully executed play by Iowa. Stuelke staying aware on that slip to the cup.
She's got 9. Britt Prince with 15 already for Nebraska on 7 of 9 shooting. Oh my gosh, she's 8 for 10.
She's a machine today. In all days, I mean, she's averaging just under 19. This is not common for her.
Ava Hayden so strong inside, and she's in double figures.
And again, great contact maintained offensively for that finish. And it's a battle right here between these two.
Bojan missed the jump floater. And Prince with the steal. That's 4 steals in the half for Prince. Johnson denied at the rack. Great play made by Taylor McCabe. Let's go back to the bucket by Stuelke a moment ago.
Yeah, if you're playing pickup basketball, it's pick and roll, baby, pick and roll. Look at that nice slip to the rim. Easy money right there on the back end of it by Hannah Stuelke. And then here comes Britt Prince yet again, getting her way in the painted area.
Wow, Britt Prince just doing it on both ends of the floor. There she goes. A rare miss. Johnson with a huge offensive rebound. Jan Jensen is furious. 6 offensive rebounds for Nebraska today, but a jump ball is called, and the possession arrow stays with Nebraska.
A lot of contact by both teams, but well, I like to say it's like bees to honey. When that basketball hits the deck, you got to get down and get on it. Get down and get on it. Oh, what a great battle. Great hustle by both players.
Petrie couldn't quite throw it in. Great inbounds play drawn up by Nebraska. It's not the finish.
See if they can empty out and get to that second side.
Stuelke misses the 15-footer.
Yeah, this morning Iowa was working on getting a ball reversal before they took a shot. They didn't get a ball reversal on that one. So I'm sure that's going to be deciphered at halftime.
Jessica Petrie for 3.
Petrie just lifted that one before the structure of Iowa's defense was set.
Petrie 3 of 4 from long range today. Came in shooting 28% from 3. She's getting her long range jump shot going. And Johnson forces another Nebraska steal. It's heaved up to Petrie. Petrie smokes the layup.
Yeah, she took off too soon. That's what used to happen to me when I tried to dunk it. I was like, yeah, it took off too soon.
There was a lot of pressure from Iowa in transition. Not an easy play. Chit-Chat Wright couldn't quite coax that one through, but she draws the foul. Foul is on Claire Johnson of Nebraska, her first.
The difference in that play, they got to the second side on the offensive end. So what that affords you is opportunities like that one to attack the cup, right? Empty out that help side, keep them occupied with some, pin down or empty up to create that space for Chit-Chat at 5'4" to get to the basket.
Coming off a great game against Penn State. 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Iowa with wins at Rutgers and against Penn State to open up conference play.
Yeah, I mean, she's from Atlanta, transferred here to Iowa from Georgia Tech. So left the cozy confines of her home there.
Home nest.
Yeah, but she has been a fantastic fit here for Jan Jensen and the Hawkeyes for sure.
12 points already for Chit-Chat Wright. And the lead is 1 for Nebraska, final minute before halftime. Petrie on Stalky, up and under. How's that for post moves, Christy?
Oh my goodness, how's your arm that I just leaned into? Oh my goodness. Put on all the moves. On the two-step, Dancing with the Stars, all the things. Oh my. 10 toes down in there. I love it.
Just going through the post arsenal. Now 3 seconds before halftime. Stalky, yes! And Iowa makes it a very even game. Shows a lot about the balance of these two teams.
Yeah, no question about it, but you're looking at Nebraska with 7 steals. Iowa just with 2. That's the difference maker. It's going to come down to defense for sure.
Oh, Britt Prince almost got a 5th steal in the first possession of the third quarter here. And Anna Stalky knocked down in the lane. That's a foul on Nebraska. And a third foul quickly on Eliza Maupin, who is in the starting lineup for head coach Amy Williams today and now might be headed to the bench.
Yeah, let's take a quick look inside. Yeah, you have to stay loose. And wow, can't do that. That left arm got stuck. She's still in the game with those 3 fouls, which is a lot of trust by Amy Williams for sure on that, especially with how physical this game has been inside.
Yes, as the game has worn on in particular, it's gotten more physical. 5 to shoot for Chit-Chat Wright, and Ava Hayden batted the rebound to Wright, and she picks up the foul. Hayden second.
Yeah, with Maupin with those 3 fouls. I mean, no Hargrove, right, to come off the bench and secure some of those minutes. So that's why Maupin is in as well. Just kind of trusting that she will stay disciplined with 9 minutes to go in the third with those 3 fouls.
Well, and that's a great reminder, Christy. No Amaya Hargrove today for Nebraska, one of their best bench pieces. Prince off the mark to start her third quarter. Wright looked like she thought about it. Gets inside of the mid-post. That falls off the left side. Petrie the rebound.
A deceleration move, and then she got that cross match that she wanted, just couldn't pay it off.
And a steal by Taylor McCabe. And she draws the foul. 3-point play opportunity for Taylor McCabe. Foul on Britt Prince.
Yeah, those are the kind of live ball turnovers that Iowa needs to create to manufacture easy offense. Here goes McCabe. And this is just weight room right here. I think Britt Prince thought she had done enough to disrupt that. But that was just the extra bench press rep right there that got that one to go.
That's why you go to failure.
Yeah.
She completes the 3-point play. Just the 3rd free throw attempt of the season for the senior McCabe. As we mentioned, she is from Nebraska.
I like that matchup. See Chit-Chat Wright guarding Prince, just sitting right underneath of her, trying to speed her up a little bit, disallowing her touch. Look how close she's playing her here defensively.
4 to shoot.
Switch.
Stalky picks up Prince, kick out Petrie. That shot was blocked. It's a shot clock violation, and it's Iowa ball.
That was just a solid defensive possession by the Iowa Hawkeyes. You can tell that they had some discussions on how they were going to be covering Britt Prince. Look, they were face guarding her right there. And then a switch. Hannah Stolke gets the responsibility there on the cross match. I like it. Right, show her different looks. Maybe that's what they're going to try to do here in the second half to slow her offensive production down.
Post-to-post passing, Stuelke for Heiden.
And that's what Hannah Stuelke was telling us at practice today. She said, you know what? Ava does a great job of making reads. And I can find her when she slips to the rim when I have the ball and I'm jammed up with defensive responsibilities.
Maupin loses it out of bounds. She had a mismatch. Now wait a second. Officials are conferencing, and we'll see if the call stands. Currently ruled Iowa ball. Yes, that is the case. Let's go back to the bucket from Heiden a moment ago.
Yeah, watch this two-player action. You have Hannah Stuelke up top, and then individually covered right in front of the rim. Maupin with those 3 fouls can't really do anything to gamble with any kind of physicality down inside. So it was a great read by Stuelke to feed her.
Stuelke puts it on the deck. Finds Heiden, and a traveling call. It's Nebraska ball.
I don't know if she had full possession of it. Did it get deflected? I think that's what Jen Jensen is conversing about at the present moment. But again, Stuelke with 2 players on her, able to find Ava. Trying to find Ava on that slip.
Bojan with the pass to Nisley. It's out of bounds, and Nebraska has yet to score in the third quarter. They are all kinds of out of sync.
But Iowa defensively is in sync with what they have wanted to do on the defensive side, right? Staying structured. Jen Jensen said they're more of a gap defensive team.
There's a steal by Jessica Petrie. And that ends the scoring drought for Nebraska. It had been 4 turnovers and 0 points in the third quarter until that steal and score. Petrie's got 15. In it goes to Heiden, and she's going to the line, +1.
Ava Heiden with some great hands on the inside to be able to get set up early. Look at her. She holds that position. She knew that the defense is on the low side, so she's going to go right to the middle and take advantage of the defense not being in proper position.
3-point play complete for Ava Heiden, who has 15. 5 already in the quarter. And that's a foul on Ava Heiden. He got a little too handsy with Petra Bojan, and that's the fly in the ointment for Heiden right now. She's got 3 personal.
Yeah, take a quick look right here. See Ava Heiden, a little bump, and then that second bump was the displacement, and you can't do that, right?
So Heiden sits on a roll, and that brings in Layla Hayes off the bench. Number 12 for Iowa. Here's Petrie for 3, short. Stuelke the long rebound.
Point forward.
I was
on up
just
here,
thinking,
Hannah Stuelke.
Stremlo the kick out to McCabe. Taylor to Taylor. No bucket. It's waved off. Stuelke whistled for the foul. Her second.
Take a really quick look here. Here comes Hannah Stuelke with the basketball and then gives it off.
Iowa lost a 30-second timeout because of that unsuccessful appeal.
Well, there's unlimited appeals, but you have to make sure that you're right on it because you need those timeouts in your back pocket, especially in a close game like this one.
Yes. And Nebraska trying to unlock Iowa's defense here. That ball was kicked by Hannah Stuelke. Halftime adjustments. Credit Iowa so far.
Yeah, Jen Jensen was telling us at practice today, she said, you know, we're in drop coverage sometimes, but sometimes we need to close that space a little bit, and I think that's the adjustment that Iowa has made, especially on the screening actions that Nebraska has shown.
Petrie, that shot was altered.
Good patience right here by Iowa on the offensive end. They love this elbow entry. Then they need that weak side post to empty out so Hannah Stuelke can make better choices.
Out of bounds. That possession never got off the ground for Iowa. Nebraska ball.
If you put a shooter on the strong side corner on the right side, if Stokey has it on that elbow and that post is sitting on that left block, you really can't do much if you're Stokey in terms of create some offense for yourself.
Britt Prince off a screen.
I mean, it's a raspberry beret triple right there. I'm going to come up with every Prince song I can. She is just letting it go in this game. My goodness.
You're going to have gotten through the full catalog at this rate. Britt Prince has got 20 points. There's a bucket and a foul for Layla Hayes. She has given Iowa some quality minutes off the bench.
Yeah, once again, it's pick and roll, baby, pick and roll for Iowa. Look at this slip. Great connectivity, two-player action, downhill, and finishing strong. And look at Britt Prince cashing in yet another triple, snuggles that home, and the same facial expressions. She is just maniacal when it comes to her operating on the offensive end on all three levels that way.
Unfazed. Okay, here's the three-point play opportunity for Layla Hayes. Off the mark, too strong, and Petrie hits the deck. A jump ball is called, and the possession arrow points to Nebraska.
And both teams being super scrappy with opportunities to possess the basketball, and you love to see that level of hunger, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is why 12 teams went to the NCAA tournament last year. I mean, it's just iron sharpening iron when it comes to Big Ten women's hoops and how they compete against one another throughout the season.
Note that Ava Hayden is back on the floor for Iowa, number 5, playing with 3 fouls. So too is Eliza Moppin of Nebraska, number 21. Petrie for 3. Hayden the rebound.
2 hot hands for Hayden for that.
Kennedy Williams buzzing around there.
Yeah, I can't get it. The chit-chat right. Good job by Williams to disallow a touch.
Stalkey from nearby Cedar Rapids. Off the glass. She's got 13.
See, that time she said, you know what, you don't need to empty out, I'm going. And I think she may have thought about it in the previous possession. At that time, self-corrected and got it done.
Oh, that's a concrete screen and a foul on Petrie, her 3rd. Suited up in every game for Iowa this season, but helps pick up the Iowa takeaway and the 3rd personal foul on Jessica Petrie, who is not on the floor at the moment for Nebraska. Into the corner for Levine. Nearly defense to offense. Rebound picked up by Emily Fisher. Both teams using their benches right now, mid-3rd quarter.
Yeah, I like that drift to that strong side corner. Lost the defense because of the relocation there.
Britt Prince already a 20-point afternoon. It stays there, but Moppin cleans up the glass.
And her arms are so long, and she just snatched that one down easily.
And then she gets back in defense on Hannah Stalkey.
Had to sprint to do it. Was able to be disruptive there and not give Stokey an easy touch at point-blank range inside.
Moppin with a good first step and draws the foul. That's number 2 on Stalkey.
I was really impressed by Moppin and her speed on both sides of the court. Right, finished at the paint and used those long strides, those long legs to get down and be great on the defensive end, and then rip and go on the offensive side, forcing Hannah Stokey into a foul.
These are Nebraska's first free throws of the game, if you can believe that. It comes from the spot starter, Eliza Moppin, who has been very effective off the bench this season, over 8 points, 4 rebounds per game.
Both teams have great depth, right?
Yeah.
10 players for Iowa play double-figure minutes, and just about the same thing for Nebraska in that regard. But you got to be ready to come in and make an impact.
2 new starters in the lineup for Nebraska today as Amy Williams has tweaked her lineup a little bit. That's a foul on Nebraska's Emily Fisher, her first.
And again, you just have to stay loose. Amy Williams is not like that call whatsoever. Has a wry smile and is saying, no way. She's just got to stay loose down inside. She's saying it was a flop.
Puts the Hawkeyes in the bonus, and 2 free throws here for Hannah Stuelke. Free throws have been a bit of a bugaboo for Stuelke, but take a look at why she's at the line.
Yeah, let's just see. You see Fisher right there. It's just going to dislodge Stuelke right there on the lane line. It was the same call on the other end.
Yes, it was. Good point. Stuelke has been great at the free throw line today, however, 5 for 5.
Stuelke had really done a great job after her first 2 seasons struggling from the free throw line. Last year, did a great job, plus 15% from the line, or even more than that if you go into the postseason numbers. But this year, she had a game where she was 40% from the line, and that kind of dragged her percentages down, is what Jan Jensen told us earlier today. But she did say before that game she was 85 for 100.
Wow.
The day before in practice. So she's working on it. She just had an off day, but it really changed her percentages, especially early in the season. It could be very skewed.
Yes, still early enough.
Yeah.
The sample size isn't large enough.
Right.
You have those big swings.
But 5 of 5 today is a good way to correct it.
Emily Fisher 2 for 2 at the stripe for Nebraska.
A little soft pressure here by Nebraska. Player to player coming up here. Full court.
Chit chat right. Talk about it.
Yeah, she's not going to miss those. 48% striker.
15 for Wright.
Yeah, back screen on that elbow is what Nebraska loves to do. And then the re-screen trying to get Britt downstairs.
Prince just a little bit strong, and then a foul in the lane. That's an Iowa foul. Sunday, a women's hoops quadruple header just like the one today. Tips off with Illinois against Michigan State. Ohio State hosts Rutgers. Penn State takes on Wisconsin. Indiana battles Maryland. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Goes all day long on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
Yeah, Michigan State women, the 20-point win over Indiana today. Indiana heading to Maryland on Sunday. And in that game, Maryland will be celebrating 20 years since they won the title in 2006. So they're bringing back that entire team. Christy Tolliver, Marissa Coleman.
20 years, really?
Crystal Langhorn, Laura Harper, Shea Duran, the whole crew. Yep, in Boston. 2006, Christy Tolliver with that big bucket in the Duke game to advance. Got that Natty. Brenda Freeze bringing them all back home.
Seems appropriate. And the 2025-26 Terp squad,
How about that?
pretty loaded too.
Yeah, 7th in the country. Michigan sitting at 6.
We'll see Maryland next. They take on Illinois down in Champaign. Callan Hake drops it in.
Early offense by Nebraska, and that's what Jan Jensen was talking about there. Secondary break. They set screens, drag screens, double drags, and they free up opportunities for quick scores when they get to the other side of the floor.
Nebraska breathing right down Iowa's neck again. It's a 2-point game, less than 10 on the shot clock for the Hawkeyes. McCabe with 2 on the shot clock. It falls off. And a foul for the loose ball.
Physicality in this game is so much fun to watch. I mean, they are laying it on the line and on the floor. Quick look at this one. Getting 10 toes in the paint. Maybe a travel there. Then left bodies on the deck. Ball hitting players in the forehead and everything. But, you know, I love the hustle.
Big Ten play.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
The foul is on Britt Prince of Nebraska, her second, but Stremlo misses the free throw. Just the second missed free throw of the day for Iowa. And now the third. They're 11 of 14 at the stripe.
Stremlo, 81% shooter from the line, so that's quite odd for her to miss both.
Not sure that was the shot Nebraska wanted. Air ball 3, and it's Iowa ball. Nebraska led by 1 at the start of the quarter. Houston misses the free throw line jumper and a great rebound by Maupin.
Watch this transition, see what they get into in their secondary. Scrappy defense by Iowa yet again.
Taylor Stremlo helps force the tie-up with Britt Prince. And the possession arrow points to Iowa.
A 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Huskers are 0-5 on the road when Iowa is ranked. Since 2011, when the Huskers joined the conference, they've got a legitimate chance. In this game, however, they've gotten some stops but haven't been able to find the scoring to get back into the lead here late in the third.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, this Iowa team, they've won 4 of the last 7 Big Ten tournament titles. So there's a lot of pride on the line here playing at home. Hannah Stuelke has 2 Final Fours under her belt, battling for national championships as the leader here. So I think that matters and that measures as well.
Stuelke on a rim run, puts it in and draws the foul.
Let's take a look right here. Iowa staying composed and patient. Look at that great pass. Ava finding Hannah on the weak side on the slip cut down the lane line. Hayden with a perfectly placed pass. But it's that motion and that slice cut down the lane line. They got the job done. You take a hard cut like that, the ball is going to find energy. And Hannah Stuelke definitely brings that to the table. But that experience is what we were just discussing prior to that play occurring, right? So that matters.
Stuelke completes the 3-point play. She'll sit for the rest of the quarter with 18. She might not sit, though. She's pumping up the crowd right now. Britt Prince just 3 points in the quarter. Iowa's done a great job on her defensively, but Levine a little too aggressive there. That's her second.
Yeah, you saw Britt Prince just like turn the ball away from Levine there to create that contact as well. But I think there's some repair going on the left side of the body of Britt Prince.
Athletic trainer Ben Hoover out to tape up Britt Prince. I think just another sign of how physical this game is.
Yeah, hustle scar. I love that. Mark that down.
Wear it with pride. Prince with 21 in the midst of her 5th game of 20-plus points this season.
She's been phenomenal. Just an energy bug. Just 4 points in this half, though, after 17 in the first. So Iowa definitely giving her different looks, different schemes on the defensive end, showing big switches to her, taking away her vision.
Shot clock's off here. Right, hooks it all the way to Stremlo. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Hayes. It belongs to Nebraska. They've got time to get up the floor.
Well, chit-chat right. I mean, she saw that play unfold. That was a great idea on the skip.
That's who Nebraska wants to take the last shot of the quarter. Prince for Petrie. She got it away, hit the backboard, but really tight rivalry between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, they recruit the same kids. They're in the same high school gymnasiums, and now they're out here on the big stage in a one-possession game headed into the 4th. I love it.
Sellout crowd at Carver Hawkeye Arena as Maupin with a great cut to the rim.
You turn your head the wrong way. Hannah Stuelke did on that one, and Maupin made her pay. She is a blur when she sets her mind to it in terms of taking slash cuts like that.
3-ball, Taylor McCabe rattles out, and the rebound for Maupin, and it's stolen by Chit-Chat Wright.
And that has been the difference. Chit-Chat Wright and her energy on both sides of the court.
And the shot clock
Yep.
should have reset.
Yep.
And should have reset to 30, not 20.
It was a change of possession. Take a look. There's the shot going up. And that's a full possession. And then Chit-Chat Wright came in and took it away. So they should not have gone back to 20 on the reset. Because Maupin fully possessed that rebound. Yep.
Okay, the ball did not cross half court, but they are putting 25 seconds back on the shot clock here.
Iowa, they have outscored Nebraska in the paint in the second half so far, 12-6. After both teams being knotted up at 20 paint points in that first half.
Wright misses the jumper, but Hayden with the offensive rebound.
It's been the glass work, too. I mean, it's just all those little things closing this gap for Iowa to keep this 1-point lead.
Entry feed from Stalky to Hayden. It is fun to watch those two.
More paint points for Iowa. Continuing to be destructive down inside.
Hayden with 17 at the outset of the fourth quarter. Petrie, a deep three. Maupin overplayed the rebound. Stremlo for Wright.
Good patience by Iowa to come down here, reorganize on the offensive end in the quarter court.
Wright, he's got an open look. Petrie with the rebound. On a cut, off balance look for Logan Nisley, but Maupin keeps it alive. Third try, she misses the layup.
So many things occurred on that possession. Hannah Stuelke seems to be okay. But that back cut along the lane line on the right side, they continue to run that rail action. It's a slice cut after coming off that high ball screen.
A brick from Stremlo.
See if they go to that same set, see if they can get Prince activated, or see if she can continue to activate on her own.
Petrie with a step around.
Very sweet move there, but a great find by Prince.
Quickly the other way, McCabe is blocked, but Stalky keeps the play alive for Iowa, and another three-point play opportunity for Hannah Stalky. Second half, but they've never led by more than 6.
Right, and it's going to be all about who can win the possession war. And I think right now, you're looking at the numbers, both teams have 9 offensive rebounds, but Iowa has a 12-9 advantage on second chance points.
Okay.
And look at the score.
There's the difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a battle.
19 points for Stalky today after another made free throw. Hake, baseline on Deal, misses the reverse. Bojan the offensive rebound, and what a putback. Petra Bojan with a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, Bojan got big right there. Was able to swell up and finish. Reversal, no good, but tipped it to herself. Got tangled up, but was able to play through the contact and absorb it and finish.
Now she's just a 61% foul shooter. In and out. Remains a 2-point game.
Sorry, Chris. Hayes just has to show 2 hands high on that one. It was that left hand that was hugged up. Got her that infraction.
Stremlo underhands, gets it back from Stalky. Stalky working on a 20-point afternoon. Kick out, Addie Deal. And she traveled. Nebraska tightens the screws defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. You think long, you think wrong. And right there, on that catch, you got to let that thing fly. And I think that was the rhythm shot in that possession. You go out of rhythm, and then your feet do too.
don't overthink it.
Yeah.
You know, you said it much more succinctly. You think long, you think wrong.
Yeah.
Chit-chat right, draws the foul. There were 3 Nebraska players in the backcourt there. Only Chit-chat right for Iowa, and somehow she came up with it.
Big heart, diminutive body. Look at Chit-chat right here in the midst of all the trees in the forest. Was able to come up with that loose basketball and that 50-50 opportunity, and she's going to head to the line to try to cap that off. You'd love to see the extra hustle.
Oh, to add insult to injury, Jessica Petrie picks up her 4th foul. Nebraska's 2nd leading scorer today with 17 points, so she sits in a tight game 4th quarter. Chit-chat right, her 7th game of the season in double figures, 7 of 11. What an asset out of the portal she has been. Misses the free throw. Monday we have a women's hoops doubleheader. 6th-ranked Michigan hosts Minnesota, and then these Iowa Hawkeyes are in Evanston to take on Northwestern. Coverage begins with the pregame show at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
How about Michigan, number 6 in the country?
Wow.
Ken Barnes-Arico has them clicking on all cylinders. Another turnover by Nebraska, Chris.
So Iowa with a chance to add to its 3-point lead. So Nebraska has been right there. They just have not been able to get over the hill here in the second half.
16 turnovers now for Nebraska.
Stalky went after her own miss, but couldn't come up with it. Prince lobs it inside to Johnson. He's turned away. Now Fisher on a drive. And you can count the bucket and the foul.
Wow. Stick-to-itiveness by Nebraska on that play. I thought it was a broken play, but sometimes you have to break a play to make a play. And just get right downhill and get right to business. Get to the money. Get to the extra opportunity also at the free throw line to potential thing up again.
Huge play for Emily Fisher off the bench to tie this game. Fisher averaging less than 2 points per game, but she has 5 today. And the foul went on Ava Hayden, her 4th.
Nebraska staying disciplined here.
Hayden is blocked but fouled. It's on Bojan. 2 free throws coming up.
You can't be on your way to putting your hands up. They have to be walled up already.
Okay.
Right? Watch right here. Bojan didn't quite have verticality. She's like, whoa. But it was about 0.3 of a second too late.
It wasn't
up there
by much, yes.
It was not at the proper time. Almost.
A missed free throw, however, for Hayden, a 65% free throw shooter.
Almost only counts in like horseshoes and stuff like that, but not on fouls like that. You gotta be vertical. Both teams showing a lot of force in terms of their attack points. And that's gonna be right there in the painted area. Going back and forth all game in that regard.
Nebraska won its first 12 to open the season. They're trying to avoid a 2-game skid. Iowa trying to stay perfect in Big Ten play. They're currently 2-0.
Trying to free up Britt Prince. Look, another switch.
3-ball. Nisley, it just barely grazed the iron.
And that's the adjustment that Iowa has made in the second half. Showing Stokey as the cross match for her on the switch. And on that rotation defensively. And just with Hannah Stokey's size, I think that's really been disruptive for Britt Prince.
Foul here goes against Eliza Maupin, her 4th for Nebraska. A lot of foul trouble now on both benches. Nebraska scored 80-plus points in all 12 of its wins to start the season. Iowa has allowed a team over 80 just once, and that was number 1 UConn.
Right.
In the low 70s right now. Certainly looks like we're going to get to 80.
But that's what I think I said at the beginning of the game. And I said it was going to be a close game. It was going to be the Aggies.
You absolutely did, Christy. Taylor McCabe getting us closer to that 80-point plateau, and Iowa, more importantly, leads by 4. Amy Williams in Nebraska. You can make an improvement today and still call it a New Year's resolution because it is January 1st.
Absolutely.
Britt Prince turns it over. It has been a tale of two halves for the Nebraska standout.
Well, listen, I'm going to say that Jan Jensen made a resolution at halftime to play better defense because that has created havoc, especially taking Prince out of her amazing rhythm that she had in the first half.
She was dialed. She made 8 of her first 10 shots. To shoot. Taylor Stremlow lets it fly. Prince lays out for it. It's Nebraska ball, but Stremlow with the pick and the lay-in. What a play. Prince off the mark. Houston the rebound.
Chit-Chat Wright went under that screen, and I was fearful for that. But off the mark yet again in the second half was Prince on that triple.
Massive three-point, or rather steal and score by Taylor Stremlow on the last possession. 5 to shoot again for Iowa. 2, right from the elbow. She's fouled. Free throws coming up.
1 second on the shot clock. Chit-Chat Wright making the proper decisions yet again for the Hawkeyes. But it's been all about the defense. In the second half for Iowa, right place, right time. Everyone hustling in a scrum. And then look at that great read by Stremlow. Getting that steal and score at point-blank range. Creating an eruption from this crowd here. Another sellout.
Every Iowa women's home game sold out this season for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, 43 consecutive.
Wow. Iowa enjoying its largest lead of the day right now. Jan Jensen pumping up the crowd. Moppin stripped, and a foul is called.
Jan Jensen is holding her temples. Couldn't disbelief there. He's like, all right, we'll take it, but whoa.
It's a big foul. It's on Hannah Stuelke.
I'll take a look at the reaction. She's like, no way. And this is universal coach's move right there.
Yes.
Yes, to the temple.
Especially when one of your stars picks up her 4th foul. In and out on Prince.
Just very uncharacteristic.
Yes.
By Britt Prince, especially on a shot like that. I mean, she made all of her shots just about in the first half. The same locations. Not so much here in the second half, though. Credit Iowa's defense.
Stuelke couldn't quite finish the play, but Jordan Houston saves it for Iowa. Stuelke caught that in a little bit of an awkward position, just couldn't quite lay it in, but Hawkeyes still with life on this time down the floor.
Is that on Moppin? If it is, she's at 5. But take a look, it was not a clean catch, and that kind of led Hannah Stuelke out of position in terms of getting a proper angle to the rim. Off the window. So it was on Hake. Could have been on Petrie too, which would have been her 5th as well.
Yeah, so that's a huge foul call for Nebraska. Just the 2nd on Hake. That was the first point of the game for Journey Houston. 2 big free throws for the freshman from Davenport.
Double stagger, and then Prince tried to reject it. Chit-Chat was right in the way.
Hake draws the foul for Nebraska. Taylor McCabe, her first personal.
Prince is so good at snaking through all of the screens that Nebraska loves to create for her. She tried to reject it because she was being overplayed inside by Chit-Chat Wright. The inside of that cut. There's supposed to be a double stagger to that. Chit-Chat Wright was right in the way of her. And she's just been one step ahead, not just physically, but mentally.
Hake splits a pair of free throws. She has 7 points. That snapped a 10-0 run for Iowa, and Hake forcing a jump ball at midcourt. Possession arrow points to Iowa, but a hustle play by Callan Hake.
Let's go!
This game was tied at 70 at one point. Iowa has taken control as of late.
It's been extra effort plays, 50-50 opportunities on the floor, on the glass. Miscues by Nebraska in live ball situations. That's created this lead for Iowa late.
Right, a runner from a tough angle. Kennedy Williams defended by Journey Houston. Mopping for 3. Off the right side, a rebound for Houston.
Just tremendous defense by Iowa yet again, all second half.
The Hawkeyes fans can sense it inside Carver Hawkeye.
They've just been on a string with their rotations. They've been right place, right time. Speaking of right, Chit-Chat Wright has done so much to impact this game, right? And even if she doesn't get a steal defensively, like she's keeping touches away from players. And
yes.
Being very communicative, but as I said, just outthinking on the defensive side. And being disruptive in that way.
You know, you mentioned at 5'4", I mean, you have to compensate for the lack of size. You've got to be a cerebral player when you're playing with players who are so much bigger than you.
Yeah, absolutely. But she just stays steady. You love to see it. I mean, what a tremendous asset she has been for the team.
A 14-1 run for Iowa to make this great job highlighting her defense as well, what she brings to that side of the floor.
Smart. Just has a lot of wisdom. Makes the right decisions.
Last gasp for Nebraska. And a foul called on Taylor Stremlow.
And that's that gap discipline that Jen Jensen was discussing at practice. She said, you know, we have to close those gaps. We can't be in drop coverage. I mean, we can be there, but we've got to be in shorter space. And just close that up a little tighter. And I think that's what happened in the second half for sure. It happened right there, even though there was a foul committed. They've been switching and closing gaps.
Maryland, Illinois coming up next from Champaign. Another great matchup in this quadruple header of women's basketball on New Year's Day. There's only one place you should be, and that's on the couch.
That's right. Order in, have a time. That's what you want.
Yes. Great way to start the new year. Absolutely. 24 points for Britt Prince, but the lead still 11 for Iowa. The Huskers have not scored from the floor in just under 5 minutes. I think, you know, people aren't expecting Iowa to have stretches like this defensively.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. I think you think about Iowa women's basketball and you think about all the offensive prowess and firepower and the race to the Final Four and championships and championship games. But it was their defense, too, during those moments. They had solid defense on a string. They were disciplined in the gaps. And I think that's shining through, even though this team is a different iteration for Iowa. They are bringing the discipline on the defensive end with their gaps on a string, helping the helper, switching and rotating at the proper time. And, you know, a lot of that is chemistry also, and they're still continuing to learn. And that's what Jen Jensen said, hey, we're still developing and learning about ourselves.